paternity drama, and penicillin woes. All that coming up next. Let's dish.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dishin' Days. We are AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's Emmy award-winning soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tammy Govea, and today, joined by one of my original guys.
Hey everybody, I'm in a new seat. It's me, Tony Moore.
I was thinking the last time that you and I, just you and I.
Yeah,
hi. The last time was my very first show.
Really?
Very first show, which is just a little over a year ago.
Wow.
I know.
Look at that. Memories.
We've come a long way, baby.
We have. Oh my gosh.
God.
What a roller coaster.
Guys, please make sure and continue to follow us across all social media platforms. Thank you for helping us hit that 10,000 mark on Instagram.
Woo-woo.
Instagram and Facebook, you can follow us at Dishin' Days, and on Twitter you can follow us at _Dishin' Days. The @ is implied. Also, if you're in YouTube right now and watching the show, say hey.
Hey.
Give us a little comment. And if you're one of our podcast listeners, hi podcast listeners.
Hello.
Hello. Would love a 5-star review. Let us know how much you guys love us. We always love the feedback. If you are fans of the other soap operas, we've got the GH report for General Hospital. General Hospital had an insane week. So if you're a fan, tune in.
Which, by the way, I was on Friday's episode.
Were you really?
I was. You can spot me at Charlie's Pub, just sitting in the background.
Okay, I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to rewatch. I love Charlie's Pub.
Just me. A couple of fans.
How did I not see you?
Because I'm in the back. You're paying attention to
I know,
what's in
the
the front.
background. You're doing your job well.
I sneak in on people. That's all. But a couple of fans did notice. So shout out to the 2 fans who tweeted me and was like, "Did I see you at Charlie's Pub?"
Oh
and I was like, "Uh-huh."
I love that.
Yeah.
We also have a show for the Young and the Restless called The Restless Wrap. So check them out.
And what else do we have today, Tammy Govea?
We also have, what else do we have?
Bold Breakdown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If y'all are Bold and Beautiful fans, James Law Jr. and I will be doing the Bold Breakdown at 4:15. Yay! Oh, my gosh. I can't wait. Thank you for
reminding
that.
you.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Michael Mattis. I'm sure everyone's wondering, where's Michael? He's working today at the Paley Fest.
He is.
Yes, as a photographer. Yay!
Yes, he shot a beautiful photo. He's doing the Paley Fest for RuPaul's Drag Race and shot a beautiful photo of Michelle Visage and RuPaul. So shout out to Michael Mattis, who is working it today.
Working it. We miss you, Michael.
Yes.
Before we get into it all, what do you think? Any thoughts?
This week was a very interesting week.
Interesting is always an interesting word. What does that mean?
Yeah. There were a lot of LOL moments, I will say. A lot of, oh my gosh, what is happening kind of a moment. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. But I thought it was a great week. I thought it was an interesting week. I thought it was a head-scratching, is this really happening?
Yes.
Week.
Yes. Especially with Diana.
Yes. Yes. Miss Diana.
Oh my God.
She literally lives in her own world.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think?
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Surprises. Ron is just so good at. I had the gasp moments.
There were a lot of moments, and then there were a lot of great. Oh, I would like to see more of them moments.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. It was a great week. When you're paying attention, it's a good week.
I know. They got us. All right.
All right.
Ready to start?
Dishin' Days. Oh my God, do I get to do it?
You get to flip it.
Oh my God. That sounds so 1950s.
That's like Wizard of Oz.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
Are you the good witch or the bad witch?
Oh, the bad witch. The bad witch for sure. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that,
Thank you,
Steve.
Steve.
Shout
That
out to
was
Steve in the booth. All right.
First storyline, Jack, Eve, Trip, Haley, Claire, JJ, Justin, parentheses, Eli, Lonnie, Ted, and Sierra. Oh my gosh. So it started out with Eve and her phone.
Eve, okay, can I just say,
Oh my God.
Eve looked like someone's aunt who just learned how to videotape on her new
She's a mess.
like iPhone. Yeah. She was just like, and I was like,
I know.
Eve, you'll get it, girl. Just stand still.
I know. It was cringeworthy for me
Yeah.
though. Talking about cringeworthy. What she's doing to Jack and what Jack is allowing her to do, like you can literally see him going over to the dark side.
Well, I also feel like he's second guessing himself. I feel like when he's doing something, he realizes what's happening and then he's not sure if he made the right decision. The whole like false pretenses of going over to meet Trip, I think everyone felt like that was weird. When Claire got the text from Eve to say, tell Jack where Haley is,
Yeah.
and she turned around and went like that.
With her lovely eyes.
Yes. And just that whole thing, and then them trying to figure out, well, who said something, and she kept pushing first Sierra. Sierra said something, and
She
then
threw her under the bus.
Completely.
Like, I couldn't believe that.
and then look, this is what, if you're gonna lie, play dumb. Just be like, I have no idea how they could have figured
I don't know
out,
why
you
she had to start making stuff up. Well,
Yeah.
first is Sarah. Oh, well, okay, maybe no, it's not. And now it's this crazy neighbor that's down the hall.
Yeah, so none of it made sense.
No.
So now Trip and Sierra are kind of like Hope eyebrow on the whole situation. But see, if I were Claire, this is what I would have done. I would have been like, I have no idea how anyone could have found out about Haley.
It's just terrible.
Or Trip, were you guys like noticeable when you brought her in? Did anyone see you guys?
Yes,
I would have questioned
that's good.
Trip.
Now
I
you're
would've-
scaring me.
I would have been
'Cause you
like,
got
did
this
anyone
doubt.
see you?
Yeah.
Like maybe someone saw her. And then the news came out and then they tipped, them off. Makes sense to me, but you're pushing all these false stories and it's making you look
And it's making Sarah cross her legs and arms and staring at Claire going, I know it's you. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that Sarah had that conversation with Trip. Like, Trip,
like, you don't believe it, do you?
she's got history. She's got a pattern here.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Yeah.
And Trip being Trip is giving her the benefit of the doubt, but he's got to think.
Can we pause for 2 seconds and give a shout out to Victoria for her throwback to like the 1990s look with like the little
with
two
the little
things
hair.
here and
Yes.
this right here
I
and just
love
like
it.
the kind of like crop top. It was almost kind of like a 90s teen flick. You know what I mean?
I had kind of the a Saved by the Bell
Yes.
ish.
Yes.
Just
like
that
Saved by the
really
Bell, the new
cute-
class.
The new class.
Yeah. She looked
I
very,
love that.
or like she was with Cher in Clueless.
Yes.
Like she was Ty.
I love that.
If you get the reference, you understand.
So shout out to hair and makeup for days.
And wardrobe
Right?
for giving us, a look.
I had that thought. She almost
Yeah.
got designer days.
Oh well, guess who didn't?
I know. Guess who didn't? Give it away.
Right. So yeah. Poor Eli and Lonnie, who
They
were
just
just
want
trying to
some
have a
alone
day
time.
off. They were trying to have a day off. They were trying to be cool and kosher, and then they were like, "Well, go get Haley. You guys
Ted's
know
always
where
lurking in the corner.
Right.
Why aren't you working? Get on the case.
And I was just like, those poor things. Are those the only two cops in Salem?
And they, spring is just around the corner.
Yeah.
They just want some alone time.
But also, with the arrest of Haley, like I'm hoping that Trip and Sierra and Claire don't get in trouble. But also then while she's at the police station, she gets questioned by Eli
I know.
about
that
Marlena.
was terrible. I know.
And she was literally like, I have no idea what you're talking
It's
about.
like, what kind of town is this? What is happening to me?
Right. Yeah, it made no sense. And it was just kind of like, ugh, poor
I
Haley.
did appreciate JJ having that conversation with Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you please, is there a case? And if there is, can you please help her?
Yeah.
I'm glad. It makes me feel better for Haley because I think that they can figure something out. And it was interesting. I remember Eli and Lonnie, I guess, kind of doing their homework about the sentencing. Like being
Yes.
deported isn't the automatic go-to in
Yes.
this scenario. There's
I like that. You know, it was all about she's gonna be deported. Blah blah blah. Go get her. Da, da. And they were like, to be honest, she's just like she entered illegally,
Right.
which is just like a misdemeanor.
Right,
And
exactly.
I was just like,
yes.
you better tell them,
Yeah.
Eli, and let them know, school them on the police books.
Yeah. I love that sound effect.
God, that scared me.
That is awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, Eli and Lonnie didn't say that in front of Haley though. She still thinks the automatic
No.
response is her getting shipped out.
Yes, yeah.
She doesn't realize that that's not necessarily the case yet.
Right.
She's just freaking out.
They only said that when Eve and Ted and they were at the Brady Club.
That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And he mentioned that. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And hopefully this is a way for JJ to get back into her good graces again.
Yes.
So
Yeah, yeah. But I'm so torn and back and forth. Haley and Trip or JJ and Haley. I don't know.
I know. I think because they originally pushed JJ and Haley together.
Yeah.
Now they got me on
Yeah.
that train.
But now that Trip was helping out, I mean, I know he's with Claire, but I just feel like he's with Claire because it's like,
Why not?
I'll
Yeah,
date you.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like I really feel for you. It's just kind of like,
And she's
You're
got to
fun.
sense that. I mean,
Yeah.
she's normally jealous, paranoid anyway.
Yeah.
But I think she's got to sense that he's not in this
yeah.
100%.
Because she consistently reminds Haley, like, my boyfriend, and we're together. And when
God, that was so embarrassing to watch.
when you have to do that,
Oh my God.
you're basically insecure in your relationship.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's like, well, we do share a bed every night anyway, so.
Yeah.
Oh my God, cringeworthy stuff again.
Very.
Yeah.
John Del Rey says Trip and Sierra.
Trip and see.
No.
No, not gonna happen.
No.
Not gonna happen. There was one moment, and this was a laugh out loud moment for me, and I don't know if many people caught it. So, Lucas Adams is from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when he was yelling at Eve and Jack to get out, he said, "Get."
Get out!
Get!
You get out of
And
here!
I was like, oh my God, that's his Texas boy.
You get out of my house!
slang Totally coming. Get.
That's just like when Robert Scott Wilson came on and was like, Ciara. It's like, you mean Sierra?
Potato.
Right.
I know. So Lucas, that was hysterical. Love that real moment.
Yeah.
That was a very real moment.
That was a very real moment. But now, there's all this worry about, Haley and, who said something, and it's just gotten messy.
I'm just thinking if the worst for Haley is a misdemeanor, then Trip and Claire, whatever's going to happen to them is going to be quite as bad. Which makes me feel better because
Yeah.
they're just coming from really good intentions, and I
Yeah.
don't want to see them get jail time or any of that. So
And also, Trip also had to notice the hesitation that Claire had about calling her mom.
she keeps using the time zone
Well,
excuse.
it is kind of true
Which
because
I get.
I was like, what time is it? Like, she probably just can't call now, but she's very hesitant about calling, which is very suspicious.
So she faked it.
Suspicious.
That looks so obvious when she was faking the
Oh
phone call,
gosh, it was
pretending to
yeah,
dial. Oh my
it
God.
was very, very obvious. So, all right.
All right, I think that's it for that. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
I loved having Ted. He's only in for a few minutes, but he's annoying and great, and we love him.
Yeah, but you know what I will say, and I'll keep saying this. I really wish they kept Melinda Trask.
So is she completely off the canvas?
I assume so because she's out of the running because she was exposed.
But I would think there's still mayhem that she can contribute.
Yeah, I mean,
Blah.
I don't.
I know. I agree.
I don't know.
If she's off, then that makes me sad.
I almost kind of wish that this immigration thing was a bigger thing, and that we had Trask on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I would like to see her join Abe's team.
Yeah.
Just kind of, all right.
And to, kind of join forces to, but, I mean, I would have liked to just have seen the three of them running for mayor, because it just would have been three different perspectives.
Yeah.
You would have had, Honest Abe, who had already been, mayor for a while and has the trust of the city and everything like that. You have Melinda Trask, who's very familiar with the city, but she's hard-nosed and, like, needs a win.
Everything's black and white, yeah.
It's, well, not even black and white. It's like, I want to make this city better, and I'll do any and everything I can to make it that way.
Yeah.
Even if it's like throwing people in jail who don't belong there, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then you have Jack, who has
Who's
a past
the new boy.
that he doesn't remember, but
face.
he's new to Salem. And then all their side storylines, like Abe and Sheila, and then Melinda and Haley, and then Jack and Eve. Like the combination of it all is like
delicious.
Yes.
I know,
yes.
I agree.
So, but I'm no writer on Days. Listen, if I were, Terrence would have been written in a long time ago. Jinx! All right, moving on.
John Marlena, Diana Leo, and parentheses nurse Shelly Santos.
Okay, so the biggest question is Marlena dead? Because I was Friday when it ended and she flatlined. I literally was scratching my head like, are we really doing this? Are we killing off Marlena? Like, is this happening?
Yeah, exactly. Ernie was watching it with me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, she's flatlining.
That was my reaction.
Okay, and then when Kayla turned to John with this devastated look, I looked at Ernie and like,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
I felt the same way, and oh my God, please don't let it be Hattie. Please don't do that. Please don't have it something where like it was Hattie or something like that. I don't know. Where
are they going to go with this?
Is
someone going to run in and inject her with the
thing?
Dr. Rolf serum thing?
No, we don't need anyone coming back without their memory.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we've had enough of that storyline. I don't know what Ron and the team are thinking with this.
But you know what, though?
What?
I like it. Because we don't know.
We don't know.
It's a big question mark as to what's going to happen.
For podcast listeners, there was that moment, Tony and I, our hands are in the air.
Yeah.
Going, what?
We have no idea. If you're watching us live in the chat, let us know how you feel about Marlena. Is she dead or is she alive? What do y'all think? Yeah. But the whole thing, even leading up to this whole penicillin thing, was, the thing with Nurse Shelley. And kudos to the writers. This is what you have to give props to the Days writers about, is that they are consistently using past characters. Like, they didn't create a new nurse for this specific thing. They used Nurse Shelley, who had been on before, who, had a bit of an attitude problem, who had a bit of a past and everything like that. Even though we don't see her in Salem as often, they brought her back. And I was like, that's so smart to do that. Dumb of her to not just rat out Diana, and just say it was this woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she would have lost her job. Giving Diana access the card. I mean, Diana had a point. Like, she had a lot to lose by coming clean.
Okay, but when she confessed and said, "I know the woman who did it,"
and I wasn't expecting that.
It was Kristen DiMeras.
I know, and I felt so bad. I actually felt bad for Kristen.
Because I bet she's sitting on an island somewhere like, I didn't do that.
This is the one time that she's not guilty of doing something.
Mm-hmm. But
that was smart.
But here's the thing. She said, the woman pressured me. I gave her my key card because she threatened my life.
Yeah.
All she had to do was, instead of saying Kristen, this woman named Diana threatened me and you know, looked into, you know, Marlena's history. She found my stuff. You know, she threatened me, you know, and she would have been in the clear.
I think at that point, though, Diana had just instilled the fear of everything in her, and she was just like, okay.
Had she not done it in the first place, then she wouldn't be in this predicament. But Nurse Shelley, if you're watching for some reason, or if someone tweets this to you, kudos to you. You did a fantastic job, but shame on you.
Shame. Shame,
and you know,
shame.
shame. But you know, when they scan your key card, that goes into like
the records.
A record of like, you were the last person in there.
Yeah. So the week also started off with John just blurting it out to Leo, "I'm your daddy."
Well, yeah, because he was stuck in a sticky situation. I hate, because I don't, do you feel like in that envelope is evidence that he killed Richard?
I think it's something else.
I think it's something else too.
I think it's dirt on Diana.
Do
you think because
I thought also it was Leo's actual birth certificate that listed his actual father.
Okay, but why would she carry that around and put it in the safe?
But here's the other question. Yeah. Why would she not destroy the evidence that implicates him in killing Richard?
Yes.
Like, why would she? Because she said, I didn't want anyone else to have it. Well, why you got it?
Exactly. Which is why I questioned, okay, maybe it has nothing to do with paternity in that envelope. Something in that envelope, I think if it gets into someone else's hands, it's bad for her. But I don't know what it could be. Mm-hmm. And I'm also not sure that she didn't mess around with the paternity results somehow. Mm-hmm. Do you think John's really the father?
That's what I don't know.
I don't know.
Because here's, okay. So when Diana went back to see if Marlena was dead, she saw the envelope. Bad. Yeah, she saw the envelope, to which I was like, she's going to take it. But then when she went back to her hotel room, she didn't have the envelope. And then when John went back to Marlena's office and found Marlena, and then they took care of Marlena, and then Kayla was like, oh, here are the results. And then he looked at it, and it was like, Leo is the father. I was still just kind of like, I don't know if I believe that. But then I was also like, she wouldn't have had enough time to do anything to it. Yeah. So, I don't know.
You know what? I want John to be the daddy.
Of Leo?
Of Leo.
The way he hugged him was just kind of like, you had to feel for Leo, because he was like, I had such a messed up childhood because of this man. And you look at someone like John, and he's like, I would have had an amazing childhood.
Oh, things would have been so different. And I think a lot of people just in life have, look back and go, oh, if so-and-so had been in my life instead of so-and-so, how different I would be and how different my life would be.
Yeah. Let's see. Jacob in the chat room says they can't kill off Marlena Evans. Havoc6280 says cameras in a hospital violate privacy laws. Have to be careful. Someone must have suggested that. Dwight says Diana can't have Jack Black. Nope. Let's see. Robin says, don't you think if Deidre Hall was leaving Days of Our Lives, we would have known it way before now? I mean, that's kind of a good point, but you never know. Dylan says, all Shelly Santos had to do was describe what Diana looked like. Smart. Scott says, incompetence has moved to University Hospital, I guess as opposed to Salem PD. Kelly Fogg says John is not the father. She believes he's not the father.
Interesting.
Todd believes that John is not the dad. Sarah says Leo is innocent if Diana killed her own husband.
See, that's why if something incriminating in regards to her, but why would she be carrying that around?
I don't know.
I mean, that just could be a story plot thing. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
But if you have incriminating evidence on yourself, that thing's got to be locked away in some safety deposit box.
Yeah.
3 million miles away.
Scott says, Kelly says, I like Leo, but John has enough kids. Annie says, if I were Leo, I would be mortified at the realization that I referred to my father as a silver fox. but Leo had another great moment when he walked in Brady's room and was like, oh man, what a waste.
What a waste.
And then was like, hi.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
Yeah. Leo had some, okay, so I have to mention this. I love that they write Leo as the very stereotypical gay. And the fact that he met Ben and was like, oh, Benji. He was like, hey, when you get off work, let's go have a drink and have a kiki. When he said,
what does that say on my notes? Kiki moment.
And I was just like, first of all, I love this because it's such gay lingo. Chandler Massey and Freddie Smith, take notes. We've been trying to teach you this lingo forever.
I was wondering if, when a Day of Days, when Mark did that amazing segment of gay lingo.
Yeah.
Was that the inspiration for Kiki, or had that already been written?
Maybe. November, December, January, February, March. It was already written.
Kudos.
But it's kind of like I think it's almost like the writers are like, I'm gonna slide this in here just to see if like it's okay. And P.S. we love it. So he was like, let's have a Kiki, and then Ben was like, a Kiki? Is that a new drink? And it's like, oh, you're so straight. And then he mentioned daddy, and then Ben got intrigued. He was like a sugar daddy? He was like, I wish. And I was like, oh my God. And then Leo had another great moment when he went to Stefan because right now I feel like Leo is at a point where he's just trying to figure things out again and get to a safe place financially.
He's trying to get traction. So he goes to Brady for a job. Then he goes to Stefan. Well, I've got goods on Brady.
Titan. Yeah. And but when he was talking to Stefan and talking about the maternity, and it was like, we took a paternity test to find out, if I'm half black. Well, I mean, and Stefan?
One of the absolute best. Okay. For me, that was the best moment of the week.
And Stefan's face was just kind of, honestly, a moment that I was like, I would love to see more is Stefan, Leo, and Gabby.
And Gabby, weren't they great?
Talk
about sipping tea. She's on the couch just watching them.
Yes, but like their dynamic with each other, if they were like a part of or worked at DiMeras all together,
it would be priceless.
Oh.
You would never know what the heck is going on from one moment to the next. And I loved how she immediately said to Leo, oh no, you are not going to be working for this company. And Stefan turned to her and said, last time I checked, I'm running this company.
Yeah.
She was acting almost like a Mrs. DiMeras type of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Which was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Mm.
And when Leo said, he's leaving and said, okay, I'll let you guys get back to your foreplay.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting moment.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Stefan and Gabby, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
There's something there.
There's something very intriguing there.
There's possibilities there.
Yeah. Was there anything else?
There was, because I had, when Mary Beth was on the show, and she was talking, one of the questions that the fans had is like, what's one of the hardest things about working on the show? And she said learning all the medical verbiage has always been a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, when she diagnosed Dr. Marlena Evans, she runs out and she says, am I going to be able to say this? She's suffering from anaphylactic shock. That's what I did. Like Mary Beth, anaphylactic shock. She did it seamlessly, but I thought, oh my God, that would take me like 25 takes just to say that. So I had to highlight that.
I would have been like, they would have been like, Dr. Terrence, what's the prognosis? She's having an allergic reaction.
There you go.
Cut. No, Tony, you need to say anaphylactic shock. Got it. What's the prognosis, doctor? She's having a severe allergy attack. I cannot say that, y'all. I can't say it.
I love that moment.
It was a good moment.
And I did want to bring up that moment between Leo and Diana where he confronts her with knowing that John is the father and him saying, how could you let me believe all these years that I killed my own father?
Yeah.
That was a really great moment between the two of them.
Yes. Me World 2 says, you can tell Leo so wanted to get a little choke from Ben in the tie. Ah! Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ah, yes.
Exactly.
I love it. All right. So that was pretty much it, right?
I think that was pretty much it.
Okay. So a little bit of AfterBuzz TV news. You are joining us live here, but if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to AfterBuzz TV Drama. That way you can enjoy all of your favorite drama shows, like this one, the one that you're here. We here at AfterBuzz TV are the ESPN of after shows and TV talk, and we want to make sure that you don't miss out on it. So right now, go up, subscribe to AfterBuzz TV Drama, and don't forget to tell a friend. And in the comments, let us know that you did and say hi, and we'll give you a little shout out to say, thanks, girl, we appreciate you. That's it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
God, I want to be you when I grow up. I so want to be you. Let's get into some little short tidbits.
Okay.
Eric, Rex, Sarah, Brady, and again Leo. We touched on Leo and Brady already. So yeah, Eric, talk about the towel drop, the almost towel drop moment with Rex and Chloe when Chloe went over with the cookies.
Oh, I missed it. I was looking down.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So if you still have that episode, I think that was Friday.
Yeah. It was like, oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I saw him put it on a shirt.
That was like a...
Yeah.
Yeah. Ho, ho.
First of all, God, the tension between Brady and Eric, good Lord.
You know, I'm thinking, though, Brady is the one that's being antagonistic.
Yes.
Eric is trying really, really hard to keep the peace for his mother, for everything that's going on. But Brady, he's just, like, digging.
Because it's kind of like, listen, here's the thing. Chloe made a decision. Chloe did what was best for her and her family.
By moving in with Stefan. Yeah.
You can't change that, Brady. And I thought Eric brought up a good point. It's like, no, you're doing this for you because you have feelings for Chloe. Like, this has nothing to do with the safety of Chloe and Holly. Because Eric was like, you know what? If Chloe thinks they're safe there, then I have to trust her judgment. And you just kind of let it go. Yeah. Brady can't let it go. And then the whole thing of Nicole comes up. And then that warning, which was a good setup by Days, of Brady telling Rex, you know, he likes to steal other people's girlfriends.
Oh my God, when he said
careful.
That, I was just like, really? Oh my God.
But if you look at the situation with Eric and Sarah, like, it's not Eric's fault.
No.
Because I do think Eric has feelings for Sarah, but I think he's trying to be very respectful of her decision to get back with Rex.
And Chloe even said that to Rex because he aired that concern to Chloe.
Yeah.
And she said, Eric's not going to go there again.
Yeah.
He's just not going to go there again.
He's not going to do that.
Which is why Thirsty Sarah had to,
Thirsty Sarah,
in the chapel, had to just dive in there.
And Brady saw it. And it's taken everything in him not to tell Rex.
I know. And I really had to admire Eric for not throwing her under the bus.
Yes. Because Eric has a lot of integrity. And it's just kind of like,
which
you know
is
what?
why Sarah is falling in love with him.
Yeah. And Clueless Rex is just like floating on a cloud in and out, you know, with all his muscles and abs and
muscles.
Tanness and blue eyes and blonde hair.
I know. There's really nothing more left to say.
I mean, listen. Oh, how do you feel about Rex getting the job at the hospital with Sarah?
I think it's good conflict. I think the writers coming up with that's good conflict. But I wish he wasn't there. I don't want him there. I don't want Sarah to cave.
Well, only because it's not under the pretense of maybe yes, part of it is to have a job, but I think it's also a part to be like, hey Sarah, how you doing? Like, do you want to go to lunch today? Love
Sure.
you. You know
He's
what I
in
mean?
proximity, so he can
Yeah.
continue to wear her down.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's going to be worn down. I think she's pretty clear that she's got very strong feelings for Eric,
Yes.
and saying yes to Rex's proposal is not even the picture. So I don't understand why she just doesn't break up with him. But then that would mean her admitting to her feelings.
Or just say, you know what? Now is not a good time. You've done a lot to me, and it's gonna take a lot for me to get over. I think we can remain friends, and we can just rebuild from there.
I agree.
They all need to go on Dr. Phil.
I think so.
I'm just saying. Daquan, you can have Greg Vaughn. I don't want him. Daquan just said, back off, Tony. He's Greg Vaughn's #1 fan. And I'm like, you can have him. I don't want him.
Do you think anyone's on Rex's side?
Rex is.
Yeah?
And
That's
Rex
about
is,
it, though.
Rex is trying to get everyone else to be on his side. Like, he's trying to get Eric to talk to Sarah and everything like that. Yeah.
I can't wait for that moment between Sarah and Eric. After the kiss, I'm looking forward to that moment.
Yeah. That's going to be, well, when the whole storyline happens, it's going to be a lot. But, I mean, to be honest, I like Sarah and Eric.
I do too.
Sorry.
I've always liked them from day one.
There's something, it's like those couples that she has what he needs and vice versa.
Yeah.
So they come together.
She's got
and make
that
something
impulsive,
beautiful.
doesn't think about anything, just lives life unapologetically. And I think that's what is good for him. I think Jennifer and Eric were almost too much alike.
Yes, and so it
it's
didn't
kind
work.
of, I liked them together because I saw that how they complemented each other, but at the same time, it was kind of particle board-ish. And that's not the case with Miss Sarah.
Nope, I'm okay.
So I love it.
Yep, I'm okay. I'm okay. All right.
We kind of touched on this. Chloe, Stefan, Gabby, and Ben a little bit, but...
It was a great moment that Stefan had with Holly.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Holly was having the nightmare and Chloe ran off to get her, and just that moment of like, I thought I had a little girl, but you know, I still like her. And then the cute little girl who was playing Holly was just kind of like,
she's a cutie patootie.
so that was a great moment. And this week I actually felt like Chloe was open to Stefan and, you know, revisiting that kiss and everything like that. But then Holly happened, and then she's like, I got to be a mama right now, like, you know. But when they were playing chess, and then he was like, I'd like to pick up where we left off. And then she's like, she like does like the over the shoulder look, and she's like, well, what do you mean
coy.
by where we left off? And then, you know, there's Nadia Bjorn with like her nice blue eyes, and like and she's just like,
well, I don't know what you're talking about,
what do you
sir.
mean? So that was a great moment between them, and the fact that Gabby had like, oh no, she wasn't there, but she had mentioned it in their little tiff. But when Leo walked in, we touched on it before, but when he first walked in, he noticed the chemistry between Stefan and Gabby. And how they were talking about the pillow, and like he thought it was ugly. She's like, home decor is like $1 billion business. Like, what are you talking about?
That was great. I love that.
That was such a great interaction and a great bumping of heads. And yes, you kind of saw like, are you guys arguing because you really want to make love, or what's going on?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if they're setting. Do you think this scenario with Stefan and Chloe, and that nice moment with Holly, is a way for the writers to help redeem Stefan just a little bit? Because he got very emotional when Chloe left the room with Holly to take her back upstairs to go to sleep. Stefan was crying, and he got really upset with himself for getting so emotional.
Yeah, I've always felt like Stefan came from a place of good intentions. Like he's a DiMeras. When he first came on, I felt like he was a truer DiMeras, but I felt like he's like a softer yet can be cruel DiMeras. And the fact that he has like hit rock bottom, basically. I think it shows like a softer side of seers of him, and so I don't know. I like this side of him.
I do too.
And I think this is the side that, you know, like Chloe would want to see, but she's not ready yet. I don't know.
I do too.
I like it.
And I loved that kind of goes hand in hand with his scene with Ben, Stefan and Ben's scene. Exactly.
Wait. Ding, 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 ding,
What?
ding, 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 ding. Stefan,
Yes.
who did he truly love?
Well, Abigail's other alter.
Named?
I'm drawing a blank. Gabby.
So if Abigail's altar was based on Gabby, that could maybe be the draw that he may have that seems very playful.
I don't even think he's aware of that.
Right.
That is so like subconscious.
But just
stuff.
like the feistiness and like, you know, this go-getter
Yeah.
like attitude, and you know she's Latin, so she's sensual. Maybe this is why
Oh my gosh.
it just went off like a light bulb.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
But she's not good for him.
Who?
Gabby's not good for him.
Why?
I don't think she's good for him.
Why?
Because she can push those buttons that brings out his not so good side. Chloe brings out the good in him. And I think he needs Chloe in order to walk that fine line. Because he could go down the DiMeras dark side really easily.
But if he became ruthless, who would accept it more, Gabby or Chloe?
Well, Gabby. Oh. I love the conversation between Ben and Stefan about sins of the father, and Ben having that conversation with the portrait.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they both talked, like, both of our dads were pretty messed up. And because of them, we are who we are.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we have a choice about what kind of person we want to be. And if we feel we deserve to be loved, that was so
Exactly.
good. I love that conversation.
Me World just reminded about when Stefan,
What?
Oh my God, this is another great moment. When Leo walked in and was like, "Hey, I remember that pillow. That's the pillow you used to cover my private parts when you
Stefan-
tied me to the bed." Dropped, and then she's like, "Oh no, that's a different one. I actually had that one burned." and then right before the closing out, Stefan goes, "You really tied Leo to a bed naked?" And then she's like, "Who's jealous now?" And I was like,
I forgot about that.
"Oh, goodness!"
Yes. That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that moment.
Yeah, that was a
They
that was a
don't
moment.
miss a beat. Ron and the writers, man, they must be having the time of their lives because
Oh.
they are not missing a beat.
Absolutely. Let's talk about 4, then 3.
Okay.
So Sierra and Julie had a great conversation, and the gist of it was Sierra pointed out how everyone forgave Abigail and her mental illness, and why can't people do the same for Ben? And that was when the light bulb went off for Julie. And I was like, Sierra, you are smart, and that makes sense because Abigail had a mental illness, so does Ben. Ben has killed, so has Abigail, and Abigail split into other people, but everyone forgave her, and she's like become better and living her life. Why can't people do the same for Ben? And I was like, you go. You tell her,
and
Sierra.
Julie brought up the fact that, yeah, but he killed 3 people. And Sierra came right back and said, yeah, well, if the girls in the dungeon room hadn't been discovered,
Marlena, Kate,
3 people,
and Vivian, that was 3.
3 people would have died.
And then she actually killed Andre, which started the whole
Yes, well, people are saying, but that was in
DID.
self-defense. Like, okay,
Sure,
there's a
but-
little gray area, but there's no gray area for those other 3. They would have died.
Right. Just saying.
Just
so
saying.
if she can get better, then so can Ben.
Yes.
And then last but not least,
Sunny, Will, and Leo again.
Leo has great moments with Sonny and Will, but Leo, because of the interaction that he had with John, he is dropping the charges
Yes.
against Sonny and Will.
Yes.
Will and Sonny are very excited that they can.
They're so cute.
They are.
They just think that they can just start all over like immediately and shout it from the highest mountain.
I think Sonny feels like they can just start over, but Will is like, wait, hold on.
Simmer down.
You know, we can be together, but it's not going to be that easy. But I'm gonna miss like the turmoil between like those two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because what I'm afraid of is that, you know, they're just going to be a couple and there's not going to be any more like conflict.
Exactly.
Like with other couples, you know what I mean? Because Marlena and John always had something that kind of kept them apart and brought them together for a little while and kept them apart.
Yeah.
And I just kind of liked the dynamic between Will, Sonny, and Leo. And then when you had Paul and like that whole little, you know, gay guys community, you know, I really enjoyed. But I'm happy that they finally like are able to be together. I'm glad that they finally got to spend a wonderful evening with each other, and that you know, that obviously the love between Sonny and Will has never gone away.
Yeah.
Like they've consistently had, you know, this
connection and
yes,
deep,
that goes like Will and Sonny are kind of like up there with the super couples of Marlena and John, Kayla and Steve, and Hope and Bo.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can put Sonny and Will like
they will
right up there.
forever be together.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens, they will find a way to get back to each other.
Exactly.
And Marlena had said that. Like you will find to Will. Like you will find a way to get back to one another.
I feel like there's going to be other bumps in the road, but I think they're that couple that we're always going to be like, no, it should be them.
And like you said, I am going to miss Leo being that thorn.
Yeah.
That thorn in the side.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he said, well, I'm not going anywhere because we're family.
Right. And then he dropped that bomb.
We're family.
He's going around telling everybody, I'm half black.
That was brilliant.
And
that wrap it up for the week?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so that means it's our favorite part of the show, our segments, and we're going to start with Tony's
official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right, so y'all, I could not decide.
It's tough.
On one. Therefore, and I've done this before, there are going to be 3 events that happen this week that will each share a snap.
Oh my gosh.
Starting off within the first 2 minutes of Monday's episode. When you're just trying to have a day off and you don't want anyone to recognize you, and so you hide not only like this, but you also put a napkin in front of your face to make sure that no one sees you and comes and talks to you. So Lonnie and Eli, for trying to hide from everybody so you
behind
can...
the menus.
Yes.
That's right.
Just so you can go home and get your just dessert.
Oh.
You get a snap. Now, snap! Now, the other snap goes to Stefan, Leo, and Gabby. That whole interaction about the pillow and nope, I burned that one. The drop of the pillow, the just that whole dynamic of them. I was like loving it. You get a snap too. Oh, snap! And last but not least, the snap goes to Ben and Leo with their gay dialogue. I'm sorry, I rewinded that a couple of times. I was like, you are learning about Kiki, you are learning about daddies, you are learning about everything in this moment. And Benji, with your tall, beautiful self.
Oh, Big Ben.
Ugh. You had to love that moment. So, all of those players gets Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right.
That was beautiful. And now it's time for... So like I said, I almost gave it to Sierra, but this week I'm going to give it to Chloe, Miss Nadia Bjorlin. She is wearing a Veronica Beard Marion dress for our podcast folks who can't see this. It's a black long-sleeved summer dress patterned with small yellow sunflowers. It's a mix of linen and silk with some button front accents and a hidden side zip closure. I love all hidden side zip closures. Hits knee length or shorter depending on your height. And I actually found this online at forward.com. That's FWRD.com. From $465 reduced to $144.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So really cute summer dress, flattering on everybody. Miss Nadia Bjorlin, you get designer days.
Someone in the chat reminded us that going back to this week of days,
Yes.
we forgot to mention that Leo mentioned to John that maybe Diana is the one that poisoned
I really
Marlena.
love that moment of honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were some people like, I can't believe he was so honest with him, but I think he feels connected to John
Yeah.
and wants to just be straight up like, look, you need to take a look at my mother.
Yeah.
So I thank you for reminding us about that moment. That was a great moment.
Yeah. And it was super, and it was really, like you said, a truthful moment.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of like, you don't think it could have been.
Yeah. And granted, she's my mama, but
Because John is very blind to the fact that it might be her.
yeah, clearly.
Well, yeah. Anywho.
So that's it. That's
That
it
is
for the
it.
week.
That's the week.
That flew.
Great job, Tamala.
Great
You
job,
did
Tony
it.
Maloney.
Yay!
My hands are freezing.
Yeah, they are.
All right, Mr. Tony, where can people find you?
Well, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com.
And you can find our show on Insta and Facebook at Dish and Days, and on Twitter at _Dish and Days. And on Twitter, you can find me at Tammy Govea, Insta, Facebook, Tammy Govea Official. Guys, thank you so much. We will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.